Hi, everybody. Welcome to the reading for Goddess Intervention. I am Marguerite Fair, the writer, director, and producer for the project. And right now, let me take this opportunity to introduce you to the wonderful actors that you will be hearing tonight. Audrey Mitchell as Goddess Luella, Cammie Middleton as Goddess Queen Lee, Samantha Waggoner as Goddess Sky, Rhoda Pell as Goddess Shabbat, Tom Katsis as Phil Marano, and our lively scene reader, Roberta Basson. Sit back, get your popcorn, and enjoy the show.
Living room. Attractive, slender, smothering 60-year-old Luella Gordon, dressed in sexy lingerie, carries duct tape and rope. She wears a black mask as she walks in slow motion toward the bathroom. Luella's bathroom. Close-up of Luella's hands with bright red nail polish and goddess rings, placing the duct tape and scissors onto the counter. Luella removes her mask and fiddles with her makeup, clearly impressed with her reflection.
True joy can only be found in knowing oneself.
On the counter, next to a vase with red flowers, is a vibrator.
Intimately.
Dabbing on bright red lipstick, she gives a pucker and kisses her reflection on the mirror. With exaggerated movements, she struts out like a runway model. Living room. An open laptop on a small desk, a cup which reads, Head Goddess. Camera zooms to a paper by the computer. It is a bullet point agenda with all caps for the title, which reads, Goddess Meeting Agenda. Beneath is written in bigger print by Head Goddess Luella Gordon. Luella lights a red candle with a match and blows out the match. Luella sits, looks over the agenda and checks emails. Cut to living room. Sky Williams is petite, attractive, with red hair. Wears a caftan and lots of jewelry. She frantically searched for something. She looks around the desk, filled with books and papers, the sofa and the floor by the sofa.
Dear God, she'll kill me if I lost it.
Checking under the coffee table, she yanks out a paper and blows dust from it. Sky moves to the desk, pops 2 pills, close-up of bottle reads hormone stabilizers and washes them down with wine. Cut to kitchen. Beautiful, tall, and shapely, wearing an African print caftan. African-American goddess Queen Lee Jones is cooking up a pot of stew. She stirs and gives it a taste. Her eyes roll to the back of her head.
So good. I have put heaven in my mouth.
She tastes a bit more and does a dance of joy. Desk area. On the table is a laptop, notepad, pen, index cards. She jots down notes on a card.
Girl, this is gonna be one killer African queen cookbook.
She stops her note-taking and taps into her emails. Luella's living room, laptop area. Luella peeks into a small mirror, picks something from her front tooth, and gets to work. Cut to the screen. Queen Lee and Sky appear on the screen with Luella. They exchange the usual greetings as they settle. Queen Lee stands and makes lighting adjustments, sits down, stands, and makes another adjustment.
What are you doing?
Adjusting. Do you mind?
Close-up shot, Luella rolls her eyes. Close-up shot, Sky shakes her head and pours more wine. Queen Lee finishes her adjustment, sits and looks into the computer, closer checking out her nose hairs and eyebrows.
Where's Shabbat? Isn't she supposed to be?
Look any better.
Where's Shabbat? Isn't she supposed to be at this meeting?
Close-up, Luella checks her cell.
Oh, she texted me and having a massage. Join the call later.
Close up Sky, she is disappointed. Sky adds wine to her glass. Queenly looks into the screen too close. Her face looks distorted.
Girl, you drinking? It's only 11 a.m., not p.m.
My booze, my business. Grow a pair.
Excuse
We hear loud grunts from behind Luella.
me? What was that?
Luella looks over her shoulder, then back at them.
What?
The noise that made you turn your head around.
Luella stands and disappears from the shot.
Be right back.
We hear a door slam. Cut to the laptop screen. Sky touches her face like she needs a shave. Queenly looks at Sky strangely. We hear loud grunting sounds, a slap, and the sound of duct tape being ripped off a roll. Close-up of the computer screen. Confused, Queenly and Sky turn towards each other as though they are in the same room. The
What is
looks on
that?
their faces are WTF.
What is that broad doing?
Like, I know. Social distancing here. Hello?
Queenly jumps up. She hurries away from her laptop. We hear a door slam. Luella sits back at her desk.
Where's the queen?
Sky shrugs her shoulders, sips wine, and burps.
No, what was that noise, Luella?
Queen
Not-
Lee, where'd you go?
Queenly is back at her laptop with a bowl of stew.
So what was that noise, Luella? You got some action going on in that bedroom that you want to talk about?
It was the TV.
Queenly slurps her stew. Luella and Sky give her annoyed looks.
What did you have on? Crime Stories?
I don't like violent shows.
Sounds like someone threw up in their mouth.
Luella lifts a book and slams it to the floor.
Oh, for the love of God, will you just focus? I want to start the meeting.
Queenly and Sky sit straight, turning serious. Luella takes a deep breath.
Remember, the true joy and peace can be found by embracing the solitude of oneself.
Solitude? But what about sex? How do we enjoy sex if we're busy being in solitude?
You need to join one of those anonymous sex groups. You redheads run hot.
Is that a racial slur?
Racial slur? What does that even mean coming from your mouth?
Ladies, please.
Cut to close-up of screen. Queenly gives Sky a double dirty look. Sky returns the look and does a fake nose pick move toward Queenly.
Goddess, please, let's take 3 deep breaths and slowly exhale. You know the drill.
Sky and Lee follow her lead. They all sit back into their chairs and take 3 deep breaths and exhale slowly. They are instantly calm. Luella reaches over and produces a box and gives a nod toward the screen. Sky and Queenly also display the same type of boxes. A close-up of Luella in her house.
Okay, on the count of 3, you may open the boxes I sent. 1, 2, 3.
On count 3, Sky and Queenly open their boxes and react. Each one pulls out a box of candy and a single yellow rose. Sky smells the rose and Queenly tears into the box and quickly gobbles up 2 chocolates, slurps a spoon of stew, and savors the taste.
Thank you, Luella.
This!
The rose smells wonderful. Hey, Queen Lee, you gonna eat the rose too?
Shut up, turd.
Picked them from the garden 30 minutes before I sent them to you. And I sent one to Shabeth, too.
Oh, cool.
Well, Luella looks at pose. Queen Lee gobbles more candy and stew. Sky smells the rose and takes a sip of wine.
Okay. One more deep breath. Queen Lee, put the candy away.
They all do one more deep breath and exhale slowly. Cut to close up in Luella's house.
We must focus on each day that we are blessed to enjoy being our true goddess selves. While there is nothing wrong with sex, we must learn to accept that it is perfectly fine to be an independent woman. We do not need men to complete us. We do not need men to be the center of our lives.
She stops and does another deep breath. Luella hears a faint grunt. The others do not hear it.
Sisters, we do not need men. Our wise head goddess speaks the truth.
Sky has dozed off. We hear her snoring. Queen Lee looks at her.
Sleeping?
Sky's eyes pop open. She sits straight, wipes the corner of her mouth with her sleeve.
No. And what's wrong with having sex?
You know, when I was young, I couldn't even go out in public without a male companion. My mother didn't want the neighbors thinking I was a slut.
Yeah, and the boys would call us big-time lesbians if we didn't have a boyfriend.
What's wrong with being a lesbian?
There's nothing wrong with it. Miss Politically Incorrect, I'm just relating my history. How old are you anyway? Growing on 60 physically and growing on 16 mentally?
I'm only 52.
I'm guessing a hard life.
She grabs a piece of candy, shoves it into her mouth, and guzzles down the rest of her wine. She then gives Queen Lee a chin flip. Queen Lee moves in away too close to the computer screen again. We can see her nostrils flaring. She looks over to Luella.
Did you see that?
In a ladylike manner, Luella eats a piece of chocolate.
Of course, sex is sometimes necessary. We are the Holy Grails, after all. I'm merely trying to explain that men and sex do not need to be priorities. Merely for some people.
Luella and Queen Lee have a hearty laugh. Sky looks back and forth to them as though they have snakes coming out of their heads. Queen Lee and Luella pop chocolates simultaneously.
You two broads must have carpal tunnel syndrome from masturbating so much.
That's disgusting. You need to review the goddess manual about proper protocol. And if that doesn't work, the next time I'll fry a turkey and I'll beat you over the head with it. And trust me, I do stuff my turkeys with whole lots of stuffing, girl.
Don't you threaten me. I take down bigger men than you in bar fights.
WTF?
Queen Lee jumps out of her chair, takes the candy with her.
Don't you two have any sense of right intention? Queen Lee, get back here.
Cut to Sky scream. Sky's wine bottle is empty. She jumps up and vanishes. Cut to Queen Lee scream. Queen Lee dances provocatively in front of the screen, sticks her tongue out at Luella, waves and dances back out of the room.
Huh, what is wrong with you?
Luella notices Sky is gone.
Sky, get over here now. I want to talk to you.
Sky returns with a new bottle of wine and pours her more into her glass. Luella holds up a binder labeled Goddess Manual. Sky, now drunk, has trouble focusing.
What's that?
The Goddess Manual.
Sky sits back and folds her arms defensively.
Did you even read it?
Sky rolls her eyes and nods yes. Queenly dances by the computer screen again, this time eating a bowl of stew.
You are a lot younger than most goddesses.
So, is there an age restriction?
Well, technically, no, but there is one important requirement.
Well,
But that you have a true desire to inspire women by your ability to be an independent woman, to embrace that it's not necessary to have a man in your life. No, you don't need sex or the sweet, joyful bliss of sharing your life with a wonderful, perfect man.
Queenly slips back into her chair, staring at Luella with wide eyes.
A man who takes your breath away every time he walks into a room, smiles at you like you're a big slice of cheesecake, and he's not lactose intolerant. Social distancing means nothing to him. He rips off his mask and bears his hot breath onto your waiting lips, showers you with hand sanitizer, and even though he's married and just tickling his ego like you're some kind of silly schoolgirl who just really, well, what?
Me, Luella?
Luella looks at Sky like she is the devil.
Are you having a stroke?
No, I'm not having a stroke. Why are you being so disrespectful?
Queenly's facial expressions change and get funnier by the minute.
I was just worried. I mean,
Maniac with a speech impediment.
Sky wiggles around and hyperventilates.
Hey, Luella, you have gone and done it again. Pushed another one over the edge. Shabeth will not like this.
I'll go eat more too. Just take some deep breaths, Sky.
Sky jumps up, paces in front of the computer. She can't get her breath.
Girl, just go find a paper bag or sock or something.
Luella gives her a look.
Hey, I'm trying to help her. You got her all worked up.
Goddess Sky, sit your butt down right now and take some deep breaths. Now!
Sky crumbles into her chair, forces herself to take a few deep breaths. Queenly and Luella do deep breaths as well. Sky finally gets calm.
I'm sorry. This is just all so new to me. I want to be a goddess, but all I can think about is sex.
I'll send you some of my stew, girl. It's better than sex.
How can you compare stew to meeting the man of your dreams and getting down with each other and just blending your bodies together and makes you just want to sweat and then, into little waterfalls of sex?
Cut to Luella. Luella, she's fanning herself with the manual.
Oh,
Cut to Sky.
to explode in fiery passion, so intense. Oh, so
Queenly looks hot as she starts pulling her caftan down, pushing her hair back and fanning herself with her hand.
so hot. So hot that you just merge, your bodies merge into a blend of sweat and sex and smoldering canvas, and just your colors just turn into one thing, and it's sweat.
Cut to close-up Luella. She jumps up and paces.
Oh my God, oh my supreme goddess, you sound like you're writing a Harlequin romance paperback novel. You act like you've never had sex before.
OS, we hear some very loud grunts. Then something falls to the floor. Luella looks over her shoulder as Queenly and Sky move forward, trying to look into the room through the screen.
What was that?
No, nothing? No. The TV probably went back on for a second. It doesn't. You know, the switch is broken.
If I didn't know better, I'd certainly think.
Well, yeah, let's just assume, for the sake of argument, that you don't know better. It's the TV. So, Sky, why don't you tell me something that makes sense so we can get on with our meeting? I am here to inspire you. So, spit out exactly what the problem is.
You better just tell her what it is or she won't shut up.
Luella sits back, taps her foot, and folds her arms as she stares at Sky. Queenly sits back, folds her arms, and looks at Luella questionably. Sky gathers her courage and moves closer to the screen.
Okay.
Next
Until very recently,
word.
until a few months ago, I wasn't a woman.
Were you a turnip?
A vegetarian.
A man.
A what?
A man.
In a band?
No, a man. I had a sex change operation last year.
Why?
I've always been a man on the inside.
Oh, no. I mean, why did you join our group?
Oh, well, my therapist thought it would help if I, help me to adjust to the world of womanhood.
It's not working.
Queenly,
I'm just saying words.
and don't say any more.
Queenly rolls her eyes big this time, files her nails. Sky gets animated.
Oh, I didn't mean to be so disruptive. I mean, it's just that now I'm able to relate to men from a woman's perspective, and it's just so hard. I shouldn't want to have sex with men, or I should want to have sex with one or maybe two, and but now I have to find a good man, and I never was gay, but now I can't be gay, and I shouldn't look for one either.
Sky pulls a wad of tissues from her bra and sobs.
What a mess.
Shabeth is going to disband this group.
Oh, this is all my fault.
No, you deserve the same love and support that we all. We'll just be honest with Shabeth. We have no secrets between us. Follow the rules and it will be okay.
But what about sex?
Queenly's face is up close to the computer screen in a flash.
You better take some serious time before looking for love, girl. You one sick puppy.
Sky shoves a chocolate in her mouth, guzzles wine, slobbers all over herself, and spits out the chocolate, which dribbles down her chin.
That's just nasty.
Sky runs out of the room. We hear a door slam. Luella folds her arms and stares at Queenly. Queenly shrugs her shoulders and sticks out her tongue and resumes filing her nails. OS, a loud crash from Luella's bedroom.
Luella, let me out!
Queenly is in an instant attention.
I knew it. You took him. You got Phil?
Oh, don't be insane.
Unless you're doing a really good ventriloquist act.
We hear Luella go into the room and she leaves the door open. Cut to Sky appears back at the computer. She cleaned her face and caftan.
Where's Luella?
Obviously in her bedroom with Phil.
Who?
Don't ask.
Luella, why are you doing this?
It took me all these years to track you down.
Cut to, we are watching Sky and Queenly's expressions and movements as they eavesdrop on the strange conversation. Both their faces are pressed to the screen with their heads tilted to the sides so they can hear better. Luella's bedroom.
I've waited for you to come to your senses, and then you tell me that you left your wife 6 months ago and married another woman? What am I supposed to do? Tell me, Phil. Tell me.
Move on.
Move on? Move on?
Cut to, interior, Luella's laptop.
She's over the edge now, saying everything twice.
Luella's bedroom.
Baby, stop. Calm down.
Don't you tell me to calm down. I should castrate you.
Luella starts throwing things around the room. Cut to Luella's laptop area.
Uh-oh.
Luella's bedroom.
Now look what you made me do. I broke my priceless vase.
Well, maybe it wouldn't be broken if you didn't throw it into the wall.
Oh, you just shut up. Shut up. Shut up. I have to think.
Luella rips off another piece of tape.
Well, no. Don't put the tape back on. I have to go to the bathroom. I'm lactose intolerant. And you've been feeding me nothing but ice cream for 2 days. This is getting ugly.
She moves closer towards him with the tape and slaps a strip over his mouth. He grumbles through the tape. She slaps him in the face. Cut to Luella's laptop. Queenly dials her cell phone. The call goes to Shabbat's voicemail.
Goddess Shabbat, please call into the meeting when you get this message. Luella has lost her mind. We need your help. Please call as soon as possible.
Disconnects the call.
That broad is going to be pissed off when she finds out you told on her to the head witch.
Look, you once a man, wannabe, wino, drinking, drunken fool. How about I tell Shabbat that you were a sexist and that you were so sorry ass got your kid knocked out of this male group?
Sorry, sister. I'm sorry. These hormones they have me on, I'm just not myself.
We hear a door slam. Sky and Queenly sit back in their chairs. Luella returns to her seat. She is disheveled. She looks in her mirror, fixes her hair, and applies more lipstick. Sky pulls a wad of tissues from her cleavage and honks loudly into it. Queenly and Sky stare blankly at Luella.
Is everything okay, Lola?
Okay, then. Move on.
Luella pulls the candy box close and starts eating chocolate as she speaks.
What did you do to Phil?
Didn't do anything to Phil. He came over for a nap and was having a bad dream. He'll be fine.
You don't look so good.
Neither do you. Now, you're done being boring. Let's get on with the meeting. I don't have all day.
I'm so sorry if I stressed you out.
I told you, I'm fine. I had a good long meditation this morning. I can handle anything.
You hear yourself?
I think so. Uh-huh. Sky, am I talking to myself?
No?
Well, okay then. So, Sky, trust me. You do not need a man.
WTF?
As I was saying, men are not the answer. You must be your own for a while. And on your own. Like Wayne Dyer said, you know, bless his soul, we are actually spirits having a human experience. He knew what he was talking about.
He did, yes. You? Not so much.
Okay, if you don't stop with sarcasm, I'm going to end this meeting right now and tell Shabbat how rude you are. I want you to be quiet unless you have something valuable to say. What kind of an example are you setting for Sky?
Cut 2. Sky and Queenly appear to look at each other on the screen and shrug their shoulders at each other. Luella shoves 3 pieces of candy into her mouth, chomping like a mad woman.
You back on the candy, Luella?
No. No. No.
Luella, you tell me right now, how did you get Phil into your bedroom?
Okay. Okay. So Phil is tied up in my bedroom. It's no big deal. Some men just require special handling.
Yeah, I hadn't been a woman for very long, but even I know that's a big deal.
Take a deep breath. And after you swallow that wad in your mouth, tell us, how did you get Phil into your bedroom?
Luella finishes chewing her candy, takes a sip of water, and a deep breath.
Well, I was following him, and when he stopped at the bait store, I may have forced him into my car.
Kidnapped, as in against his will.
Hey, I know he loves me, even if he doesn't.
I'll send you some of my hormones.
You friggin' kidnapped him? Is that what you really said? Or do I just think I heard you say that?
No, she said it.
Shut up!
Sky starts crying and pops another one of her pills. Luella shoves 2 more pieces of candy into her mouth.
You kidnapped a 76-year-old man for what?
Sex? Love?
Sex? Love? At his age, he's lucky he can breathe without being hooked up to an oxygen machine. What kind of sex you get from this situation?
Don't be so harsh to Goddess Luella.
Luella disappears. Queenly and Sky look closer after her on their screens.
Luella, where did you go now?
Where did you go?
OS, we hear someone going into the fridge, then the fridge door slams. Luella peers back at her computer. She is eating ice cream from a container with a big spoon.
Oh, no.
Luella sucks in a massive amount of ice cream from a serving-sized spoon. Sky and Queenly watch Luella in disbelief. OS, Luella's doorbell rings. Luella takes another gobble of ice cream and disappears. Sky and Queenly get close to the screen to try to see what's going on.
Oh, wow. Am I happy to see you? I'll take 3 boxes of the mints.
We hear some rumbling, then the sound of boxes dropping.
What she's doing now?
Sounds like someone delivered her fruit of the month package.
Luella plops back by her computer. She has 3 green boxes of cookies.
Oh, no. I see the troops delivered the supplies.
Sky gets hot. She's sweating. She rips off her caftan as Queenly stares in wonder. Luella is mixing whole cookies in with her ice cream and eating while Sky strips. Luella is eating her cookies.
Oh, thank God for the Girl Scouts of America.
Sky fans herself. Queenly gives a look to Sky.
Girl, WTAF.
Luella eats and laughs at the same time.
It's the
Being a
hormone.
woman isn't for sissies.
I wish I could get some ice cream to you. That always cools me down. Okay.
Scoop of ice cream falls between her breasts.
Oh, whoa.
Queenly and Sky both laugh.
I've never seen anyone eat like that before. I hope she doesn't go into a diabetic coma.
Her coma? Not gonna happen. She usually eats salads, pops supplements nonstop, and works out like the reincarnation of Jack LaLanne.
Luella comes to from her frenzy. She tosses the ice cream treat into the trash basket, wipes her mouth with a tissue.
Shoot. I forgot to take my supplements.
Luella leaves.
Now, maybe this isn't the right group for me. That woman is crazy.
Excuse you. She's just having a little relapse.
Relapse?
Yeah, Luella has a heart of gold, and she's got a very spiritual core.
Is kidnapping being spiritual? Did I miss something in the manual?
That woman has helped me through a lot of tough times, so don't you go disrespecting my girl.
OS, we hear wild grunting. OS, we hear a door slam. Sky and Luella look at each other. Sky shrugs her shoulders and Queenly gives her a dirty look.
Don't say it.
Cut to Luella's bedroom. Luella rushes to Phil and rips the tape from his mouth. She steps back.
Water!
Luella opens a bottle of water, puts it in his mouth. He drinks and dribbles. Luella sits on the bed, stares at him blankly.
You have to let me out of here.
No, I don't think so.
I'm begging you, untie me. This is absurd.
Only to you.
Oh, I'm pretty sure the police would find this wrong.
Luella stands and gives him a scathing look. Phil is transfixed as Luella removes her caftan. She is dressed in her sexy lingerie. She seductively struts back and forth. She does not take his eyes off her.
Why are you prancing?
Like what you see?
It doesn't matter. I have a new wife to see. Thank you very much.
Luella is instantly pissed. She stands back of him and paces while she spews. Phil tries to twist and turn to look at her, but his neck is stiff.
You are so different to me when we work together, Phil. Does your new wife know you're seeing me while you were married to that old wife? Does she, Phil? Does she know what kind of skank you are?
Don't bring that up. It was a mistake, and I wasn't the one that was the skank.
A mistake?
Cut to Luella's computer screen. Sky and Queenly look like they are trying to crawl into the computer.
Wow. There's something heavy going on in that bedroom.
I wish Samantha would hurry up and get in on this call.
Cut to bedroom.
We were dating for a year, Phil, an entire year before you told me you were married. Don't you dare imply that I'm the skank, you smelly old man.
I'm sorry, Luella. You're right. It was a shitty thing to do, but I can't change it. And if the way I smell is an issue, all you have to do is let me get the hell out of here.
She moves in front of him, sits on the edge of the bed, crosses her legs, and folds her arms.
Oh, dear God. Please get me out of this chair. My ass is numb. I beat my shorts 12 times. This isn't a pretty picture. Do something. Get your head cheese goddess. Get my lawyer. Get your mother. Just get somebody to get me out of this freaking chair. I've got to go to the bathroom. You understand what I got to go to the bathroom. Don't you know what I'm saying?
I don't think you've learned your lesson. We just need to keep you quiet.
She moves to rip off a new piece of
No,
tape.
not again. No.
Cut to Luella's computer. Sky is smoking a thin cigar. Queenly has a green beauty mask on. They hear the door slam and get animated.
Luella, what was that? Is that you?
Luella moves toward the computer as she slips her caftan back on. Queen Lee starts wiping off her computer screen.
Were you naked in there with him?
Use the dirt, woman.
Luella adjusts her caftan, fixes her hair, and dabs on lipstick.
Looks like you had quite the workout.
I don't know why he doesn't love me.
Because he's a stupid married man who's busy thinking with his penis.
Not anymore. All he wants to do with that thing is pee himself.
Computer screen. Goddess Sabath pops up. Shabath, 69, wears a black mask. She is an exotic-looking woman dressed in a gothic look. Lots of jewelry and wild gray hair with too much makeup.
What did I miss?
Glad to see you're here. We need your help.
Shabath folds her arms and sits completely still with no reaction as Luella rambles.
Me on, my God, we were dating like two teenagers. I couldn't walk into the room without him Googling at me like a 13-year-old boy with his first erection. He told me I was the most quality person he'd ever known. Who says that if they're not in love? Why would I ever think he was married? What kind of a married man talks like that? Well, I've been hurting over this for 2 years. I had to make it right. So yeah, I'm okay. I can kidnap you. Get in my bedroom, tie and gag. Well, just I should get his wife here and let her see how Prince Charming he is. Mr. Lactose Intolerant Pete is shorts 12 times. Has to take a dump, stinky prince now begging to go to the bathroom. Oh, thank God I thought to put diapers on that dehydrated butt.
Thank God you're finally here on
I
this
don't know
Goddess
what's
Beth.
going on.
Luella is out of control.
My
I thought she
second
was
meeting.
over this filthing, but she hasn't talked about him for the last few months. But then all of a
Nothing
sudden,
like the
we're on this mean
the
call,
first
and here we
meeting.
hear grunts from the back of the room, and here she
Like
is, this guy was a
now
man.
compared to
So Luella
this.
goes into the bedroom. We have no
I
idea
haven't
what's going
heard
on there.
about my
So we
second
know that
change,
there's no
and
man in
now
the bathroom, but we're pretty
I
much
thought that
troubled
was a
about this.
big
But we
deal,
could
but that
hear
was a
that even though she
compared to
shut the door, and
this
she is a sugar girl with Girl Scout cookies and ice
Noelle
cream, and
got a
something has to help her. And God,
76-year-old
it fell
man
out of there. I
in the
mean, God
bedroom
only
with
knows the neighbors get a whiff of that.
he's pissed off and
We're
doesn't
gonna
want to
call
have
the
sex
cops.
with him anymore. She acted like I was a pervert for wanting to have sex, and now she's forcing an old lactose intolerant man to do things to her, and she probably was naked when she came out of the bedroom because she wasn't wearing much clothes. And now I'm not so sure that I belong in this group. I mean, my hormones are going out of whack, and that Queen Lee is a bully.
Once they have stopped spewing, Shabath moves forward in her chair and takes turns looking at each of them as she speaks.
So let me repeat this so I know that I somehow pieced together what you idiots are talking about. Luella is losing her marbles all over the place, faster than the speed of light. She kidnapped a 76-year-old man who is lactose intolerant to have sex with him and is now really mad because he won't have sex with her. So she's eating a bunch of ice cream and cookies to cover her pain. They dated for a year, but she had no clue he was married, but still came out of the bedroom half naked. Bill is obviously sick of her now, and she thought kidnapping him was a reasonable solution. Sky used to be a man and had a sex change operation, and now is a woman stuck in a group of goddesses that are crazier than a bunch of rabid bats. And Queen Lee is a bully. Shocker. Do I have that about right, crazy ladies?
Luella, Queen Lee, and Sky stare in wonderment at Shabath.
How did you remember all that? Other than his name, you got it all correct.
I'm not the one hopped up on booze and refined sugar products.
Shabath glares at Queen Lee, then Sky.
I get why the little guy.
Woman,
Excuse me. I get why the little woman didn't try to intervene, but Queen Lee, you should know better. Did it seem normal to you that she has a really old man tied to a chair in a bedroom?
There isn't much normal that she does that's normal.
Hey,
Besides, she is the head goddess, and we can't override her on any of her decisions, even if she is nuts half the time.
Luella gives the finger to Queen Lee.
And it's in the manual. Not that she's nuts, but that she, it's just you can't override her.
Queen Lee rumbles through her candy box and downs 3 chocolates. Sky eats a chocolate, drinks wine right out of the bottle.
Where would my candy be?
I had a box sent to you this morning.
Shabeth reaches over, grabs her box, opens it, yanks out the rose, and tosses it on the floor.
Allergic. Ha.
Shabeth tears into the candy box and takes one. Out OS, we hear loud noises and growling from the bedroom.
Your crush is moving around again. He's pretty active for an old fart.
Did any of you clowns think to tell her to take him to the bathroom?
Oh, not necessary. I have a couple of diapers on him.
Still, it's got to have that old man smell in there by now.
You are one bunch of pathetic females. It used to be that you had to have some sense before they gave you the goddess charter. Luella, you've been wearing your mask too much. I don't think you're getting enough oxygen to your brain.
I told her that. Crazy fool has been wearing it in her car.
I'm being considerate.
Girl, you're going to keep that. Girl, you keep doing that and they're going to find you dead in your car.
Luella gives Queen Lee the finger.
Nice.
Luella,
Sorry.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
Queen Lee produces a deck of tarot cards and starts doing a reading.
Oh, well, not that I really want to know, but what are you doing now?
I am reading your cards. Do I have your permission?
Why?
The reading is only valid if you give your permission. You know that.
Well, most days I succeed in not remembering anything you've said to me. You have my permission, but I won't put it in writing.
Why are you playing cards?
I am giving Luella a reading. I want to find out how all this is going to end for her.
Oh my God, you all are cut from the same crazy cloth. And that guy stinking in your bedroom, what's with that? Thank God that my new husband is normal.
Somebody married you? A man?
Yes, a very fine man. This is my second marriage. We've been together for 6 months, and he is a wonderful, perfect, romantic, and divine man. I wouldn't accept anything less.
And where did you pick him up?
Not that it's any of your business, but we met at a speed dating event.
Well, if you found somebody, then there must be somebody out there for me, even if he's under a rock someplace.
You are so rude. I thought you wanted to be a member of this group. I don't think that's going to happen with your attitude, young man or young woman or whatever you call yourself.
You think I'm young?
Beth rolls her eyes and pops candy. Queen Lee is working on the reading. She looks horrified and puts both her hands over her mouth.
Oh my God. Dear Lord, you're not going to believe this.
Shabeth, Luella, and Sky all shuffle close to their computers.
What?
What?
Why are you covering your mouth? I can't hear what you're saying.
Close-up of Queen Lee. She adjusts the layout of the cards.
This doesn't look good.
What?
The outcome of this kidnapping thing, you need to cut this loose like a chicken from a free-range chicken.
I am not letting the love of my life have room until we have resolved our issues.
You certainly have multiple issues. Luella, you need therapy.
Do not.
Do too.
Double do not.
Triple do too.
Oh, my
Goddess Shabeth pulls her hair out of the side to the sides, creating a bizarre look. Luella, Queenly, and Sky stare at her crazy presentation.
Stop it! I'm going outside to scream in my head. Don't you dare disconnect this call.
Shabeth jumps up and disappears. OS, we hear Shabeth loudly talking to herself.
OMG, they're all crazy. I need air. I have to breathe.
OS, we hear a door slam. Cut to Luella's computer. Luella, Queenly, and Sky all look at each other. Queenly and Sky shrug their shoulders.
Now you've upset Shabeth. Good job.
Hey, I didn't do anything.
Don't go blaming me for your homemade soap opera on this, Luella.
Luella folds her arms and pouts. Queenly looks back at the cards and is rereading them. Sky looks in closer to the computer.
So, what do you see?
That Luella is on her worst, last enemy, and she's not going to end up alone. She is going to end up alone, and as soon as Phil gets a chance, he's going to run for the hills.
Luella moves closer.
Hell, he is.
Yeah, he is, according to this card, and his wife is going to come between you and him in a big way, and when he runs, he'll be high-stepping it right back to her like a puppy on a teat.
You're both idiots. Just shut up.
Stop bullying me, you never-ending nightmare.
How dare you?
Queenly and Sky look at each other and high-five each other computer style.
Accurate, sister.
Luella leaves her computer. Queenly returns to her headset, rises, and starts dancing around in front of the computer.
I don't know.
Sky sits back and falls asleep. Shabeth's yard. Shabeth moves into her yard. She is ranting to herself and is quite a spectacle as she goes from pulling her hair to throwing her arms and frantically in the air and shaking her head and crying. She walks around the yard and almost bangs into a paper lantern. She hits it out of the way. There is a big tree sculpture in the center of the yard. She walks a full circle around it, starts to walk around it again. She stops in front of it, takes a deep breath. She moves to the tree and hugs and pats it for a few seconds. We can see her getting calm. Finally, she moves from the tree and sits into a lounge chair under another tree. She removes her caftan, sits and gets into a meditative pose and deep breathes. She is still for a bit. Finally, she opens her eyes, stands and takes 3 deep breaths. She puts her caftan on, starts moving, turns back and picks a pink flower from a plant under the tree, places it into her hair, and moves back in towards the house. Luella's computer area. Sky is snoring. Queenly is dancing, and Luella is at her computer eating from 2 gallons of ice cream, 1 chocolate, the other vanilla. She uses a tablespoon. She looks at her computer screen, shakes her head in disgust, and keeps eating. OS, we hear a door slam. All the goddesses react. Sky wipes her mouth with her sleeve, grabs Slim Jim, and eats it suggestively. Queenly moves to the desk, eating a piece of pie. Luella continues to eat her ice cream without boundaries. Shabeth appears back at the computer, glares at them with judgment.
What's that look?
Queenly and Sky wave at Shabeth. Shabeth gives a nod.
Okay, we are going to start this over. Since you're all involved in toxic snacking, I'll start.
Sky sucks on her Slim Jim and gives a thumbs up with her free hand. Queenly finishes her treat, pushes the bowl to the side, and starts twirling her hair. Luella continues sucking down ice cream, at times dribbling like an infant. OS, Phil grunts loudly, and we hear voices from Luella's computer.
Oh.
Well, that answers one question. The old man is still tied up in paradise.
Isn't the rope so it wouldn't stop his circulation?
Oh, goody.
Oh, I apologize for thinking you were inconsiderate, Luella. Although in thinking about it, wouldn't it be more prudent for you to simply, oh, I don't know, release him?
That is not on the table, Goddess Shabeth. I'll do whatever you say, except that.
Wow. Broads are crazy, but Luella, you need to consider being institutionalized for a few months.
Extreme, dude.
Listen, Queenie.
My name.
Queen Lee is instant upset. She moves her nose right into the computer screen again.
My name is Queen Lee. Queen space Lee. Queen Lee. Not Queenie, not Queendom. Queen Lee. You got that, drag queen?
I wish. They make good money. Queen space Lee.
Queen Lee gives a look at to Sky and makes a fist. Sky thumbs her nose, then blows a kiss. Luella is just about done with her snack. She burps loudly.
When did I lose control over this group?
When?
That was a rhetorical question, Sky.
Sorry.
Be quiet. Do you understand what I am telling you?
Sky nods affirmatively.
I am the regional goddess in charge of all you fools.
Yes, you are.
Luella, you leave me no choice but to revoke your goddess license.
Well, but
Samantha puts her hand up in a stop motion to the screen.
I've sat here and watched you guzzle ice cream like water and listened to your chorus of burping long enough. Just be quiet.
Luella shoves ice cream containers off her desk and pouts.
It's obvious that you have no clue as to what a normal relationship looks like. It is when two people mutually agree to be together. Do you know that there are actually men that want to be with women? You don't have to tie them to chairs to get their attention.
no big deal.
She's right, Luella.
I feel sorry for you. I have such an amazing husband. We've been married now 6 months, and I can tell you that...
OS, we hear another loud crash and banging on the bedroom door.
Damn you, Luella, let me out of here now. I'm going to kill you.
OS, we hear the bedroom door crash down. Sky, Queen Lee, and Shabazz are pressed close to their screens. Luella turns and suddenly, Phil appears in his dirty shirt and underpants. He has a tie loosely around his neck. He looks bizarre.
Phil?
That's Phil?
Phil, is that you?
Phil looks into the computer and focuses on Shabeth.
Ellie?
You two know each other?
Who's Sally?
My wife.
Well, that's Shabeth.
No, that's Sally.
Shabeth is my goddess name. My real name is Sally. Phil doesn't know I'm into this.
Well, what are you, Sal, a witch now?
Listen, I don't know what you're doing there, Phil, but you told me you were going fishing for 2 days.
I was, until this maniac picked me up at a bait shop.
What? Fishing? Is that what you used to tell your other wife when you were out meeting me at the motel for a weekend? What am I, a trout to you?
Have you been cheating on me with this woman?
No, I was cheating on her with the other wife. No big deal. We dated for a while.
You call that dating? You never even took me out to dinner. We were always shacked up in a dark motel room.
Ooh, the cards know everything. This is what they said, but just what happened, girl. Then you'll turn yourself, girl. Yes.
Please don't leave.
Phil, Bill, you get your fine ass back home right now or you'll be divorced again.
Bill holds up his car keys in front of Luella.
Bye, babe. Don't call me and don't wait by the phone for me to call you. You're just not my type anymore.
Bill is gone. The women all sit there looking at each other. Shabeth glares at Luella.
All this time, you had my 76-year-old husband tied up in your bedroom peeing himself? You horrible, horrible, misguided monster.
It's not like I knew he was your husband.
You couldn't figure it out. Luella said that he was an old man named Phil tied up in her bedroom. You didn't get a clue?
I thought the whack job said Bill.
Hey, I'm not a whack job.
The jury is not in with that verdict yet.
Shut up.
I'm with you on that, Sky. Anyway, in view of the fact none of you are actually fit to be goddesses, consider yourselves all de-goddessed, effective immediately.
Hey, what did I do?
Anybody who knows these two is just not goddess material. Join the Moose Lodge. That's more your style.
Hey!
You don't have to be nasty, Shabeth.
I kind of do. Don't any of you contact me again or you will hear from my lawyer. And don't you dare apply for another charter or you will all be arrested for kidnapping.
Shabeth is no longer on the call.
That woman always irritated me. I'm glad we're not in her little goddess club.
She's not a very nice person, is she? I don't know how Phil can stand her.
Like my late mother used to say, there's no accounting for some people's taste. From the smell coming from that bedroom, I think she was right. I know I'm over him. After all, I do have 3 vibrators to keep me company.
Yeah, 3, girl, 3.
Come on, talk about safe sex. Maybe I'll get a couple.
We'll just have our own little goddess clique. As long as you're done with the kidnapping career.
I'll get into that.
No worries. No more men.
Well, girl, what's next?
Oh, I know. Hey, let's do a goddess brunch at the bistro tomorrow.
Ooh, yeah.
Outdoor seating. So each have our own table. I like it better that way so you don't spit on me when you inhale your food products, Queenly. Are you in?
For that remark, I should say no, but okay. I got us lots to eat.
Girls. And a bedroom clean.
Queenly stands and dances. Sky and Luella watch her as they all laugh. We hear their laughter as the camera pulls back. Fade out.
Everybody did such a good job. Cammie and Rhoda, are you there? Fun, wasn't it, everybody? Thank you so much. I appreciate it. This was fun. And let's just let our audience know how much we love them. Everybody for watching. Bye.
Bye.